Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swamini Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Umajnanattimirandasya jnananjana salakaya chakshurunmilitam mena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Swapadamtikam Vandegam Sri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Chapatitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvaraga Paramaga Krishnaga Sachidananda Vigraga Anadi Radhi Govindaga Sarva Karana Karanam Om Tat Sat Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the king of knowledge, Raja Vidya, the king of knowledge. So by Krishna's mercy, now in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we are nicely studying about how to attain the Supreme Person. That's what our goal should be. Going to Golok. And how to do that? Arjuna himself asked Krishna, Prayana Kalecha Katam Nyeyosi Niyattatmadu. So, how to remember Krishna at the time of death? How to know Krishna at the time of death? It's a very important question. Many times devotees ask the question that if a person gets into coma or some other condition, so you cannot remember God. So what to do? You cannot remember Krishna. Because death can come by any means. That means this body is going to stop working. So that means the soul cannot continue to stay in this body. And even if this body is working perfectly, but if the connection with our brain, so especially the sensory nervous system and motor nervous system, if they are not connected, so then we are in trouble. See, there is autonomic nervous system, so where the other parts inside the body, it works very well. But the sensory nervous system and motor nerve are the nervous system by which we gain the knowledge, sensory nervous system, and the motor nervous system is by which we apply the knowledge. So you gain the knowledge by sensory nervous system and apply the knowledge by using motor nervous system. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us that we should not be worried about how we are going to remember Krishna at the time of. That should not be our concern. In this chapter, we are going to understand in the 8th chapter that at the end, that depending upon what time we leave this body, so either we go to Goloka or we'll come back here. But again, this is applicable only to the yogis, not for everyone else. We need to understand that point very clearly. So for the yogis, depending upon what time they leave the body. Sukla Krishna Gati Hete Jagataga Saswate Mate. Ekaya Yati Anavrita Anyaya Vartate Puna. So Sukla Gati, Krishna Gati. Sukla Krishna Gati Hete. So Sukla Gati means when there is Sukla. So when there is light, when there is darkness, there is Krishna. Sukla Krishna Gati. So that means when we leave this body, when a yogi leaves this body, when there is light, so then it is also depending upon the moon, the phase of the moon, which is growing phase of the moon, like waning, a waxing phase, correct? So waxing phase of the moon. So like that, so then you will go to Krishna as well. It's only applicable for yogis. So, but we need to understand yogis, by knowing all those things. I was explaining this sloka yesterday also, which we are going to study in this chapter towards the end. That Naiteshiti Parthanyanam Yogi Mukhyati Kaschanai. Yogi who knows all these things is not bewildered. Tasmat Sarvesu Kalesu Yoga Yukto Bhava. So even though our goal is to go to Goloka, our goal is to go to Krishna, but we have to sincerely serve Krishna, understand this Bhagavad Gita, and please the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, do everything as an offering to Krishna. All such things we should keep doing it and become a yogi. That's what is very important. Tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna. So you become a yogi. That's what Krishna is asking us. Because yogi is above all. Vedesu yajnesu tapassu chaiva danesu yat punya palam pratistam atyeti tatsarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. That's what Krishna is saying. So Vedesu, by studying Vedas, yajnesu, by performing sacrifices, yajnas, danesu, by engaging in charitable activities. So Vedesu, yajnesu, danesu, tapasu, by performing austerities. So Vedesu, yajnesu, danesu, tapasu chaiva, tapasu danesu. So yat punya palam pratistam. So whatever punya, whatever pious results, we get it. Atyeti tatsarvam idam viditva. So everything we will understand just by knowing that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we have to just become a yogi, and just we have to surrender unto Krishna just by knowing this Bhagavad Gita, just by following this Bhagavad Gita. So then yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. So the yogi will achieve the supreme original position. So param sthanam. So that's what one has to become a yogi. And I also mentioned in the previous lecture yesterday, so yoga is this Bhagavad Gita, and yogi is one who follows Bhagavad Gita, this yoga. So yogi is a person who follows this yoga, this Bhagavad Gita. So then that's it. So if we simply surrender into this Bhagavad Gita and simply do everything based on Krishna's instructions, fully remembering Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, knowing about Krishna's full pastimes, and doing everything for Krishna, remembering Krishna all the time, not worrying about anything else in this material world. So then we don't have to worry about anything else at all. That's the way to live. That's the way to act. We need to realize, we need to understand that our time in this world is limited. It can come to an end at any day, any time. But we don't have to be worried about that, because again we are going to get another life if we don't go to Goloka in this life. But when the time is available for us, so we have to fully use it in Krishna's service. That means our mind should be engaged all the time in remembering Krishna only, not anything else. We can achieve whatever we want in this material world. All kinds of whatever, name, fame, power, position, this, that, and all such things. But that's not going to help us at the time of death. At the time of death, what is going to help us is what we are going to remember. That's what we are studying in the 8th chapter, 5th, 6th slokas very clearly. So what we are going to remember at the time of death. That's what is going to help us. Not what we have achieved in this life. They're not going to help us at all. Maybe the whole world may know us. Maybe the very famous person, or very powerful person, very rich person, or this or that, and all such things. But it doesn't matter whether we are going to remember Krishna at the time of death or not. That's what matters. So, we have to train our mind to remember Krishna at the time of death. That means our mind should not be remembering anything else in this material world. How are we going to do that? Our mind should not focus on anything in this material world. We should remember only Krishna. That's it. How are we going to do that? By constant practice only, nothing else. By abhyasa. That's what we are going to study in the sloka, 8th chapter, 8th sloka, we are going to study that only. And even in the 6th chapter also, Krishna has given us, when Arjuna told that it's difficult to control the restless mind, Krishna has used that word abhyasa. So that practice is very important. If we practice focusing our mind on Krishna, then it's going to focus, it's going to remember Krishna at the time of death. Sada tadbhava bhavita. So if you're writing any exam, we have to prepare for that exam. When you are studying in the schools, colleges, when you are writing exam, you cannot simply go and sit there and write the exams. We're going to fail miserably. Anyone who sits beforehand and prepares and writes and write that exam again and again and practices. That's the main thing. Anyone who practice the exam, that's very important. In fact, in order to get good marks, one has to practice. So we have to write practice exams. So like that, here we have to practice remembering Krishna. Then when the exam comes, the real exam comes, when the death comes, we are ready to leave this body. So we will be able to remember Krishna, because our mind is just, when it is practiced to remember Krishna, it's not going to remember anything else. That is very clear. If we practice our mind only to remember Krishna all the time, not anything else. So that means if we are attached only to Krishna, not on anything else in this material world, then our mind is going to simply remember Krishna at the time of death. That's why Krishna is asking us to remember him all the time, practice remembering him all the time. That's very important. That's why this chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a very, very scientific process. So wherever our mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, we should be able to withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. How that is possible? By chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focusing about where our mind is going. Focusing on our mind. So wherever our mind goes, yato yato nischalati manas chanchalam astiram tatas tato niyam yaitat atmanyeva vasam nayet. So we have to bring it from there and focus it on and bring it under the control of the self. So that means focus it on our Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Because Krishna says very clearly that mana samyamya machitto. So control your mind by thinking about me. So that's what. So Hare Krishna Maha Mantra means you are thinking about Krishna. It's very scientific. So Krishna simply says that mana samyamya machitto yukta asita matparaga. So control your mind by thinking about me. So that means chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus the mind on the transcendental sound vibration, and that's exactly the same as thinking about Krishna. That's it. Because when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that way we are remembering Krishna. That practice will take us to Krishna, Goloka. There is no doubt about it. So That way, we are very fortunate. We are getting this knowledge. We are understanding. We are getting ourselves trained to remember Krishna. We are getting the training about how to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how to focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. So that way, this progress, what we are making on a daily basis, so it's definitely every day we are making progress, no doubt about it. Every day we are remembering Krishna, absolutely no doubt about it. So that means we are getting ourselves closer and closer to Krishna by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra and studying this Bhagavad Gita and engaging ourselves in Krishna's devotional service. So that means identifying more devotees and giving them this matchless gift, Bhagavad Gita. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are really able to lead a very, very useful life. Spiritual, we are able to spiritualize our life. So in this world, money is everything, but we don't want this world itself. We want Krishna's world, Goloka. So that means we should not be attached to anything else in this world. Everything is changing all the time. Nothing is permanent. Everything is changing. No one is great all the time. So it's all matter of time. As a matter of time, everyone is finished. No one can rule here forever. Time has got answer for all things. So time destroys everything, in fact. Aham kalosmi lokakshaya krit pravritto lokam. Krishna is saying, so I have come here to destroy the world. Lokan samahattu miha pravrittam. So I have come here to destroy the world. So everything is going to get destroyed. So that way, we have to make use of this great opportunity, studying Bhagavad Gita, understanding Bhagavad Gita, and following Krishna's instructions and pleasing Krishna. So that way, we are going to go to Goloka, no doubt about it. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us that we should not be disturbed by anything in this world. That's very important. So Samaga Siddha Vasiddha, one should be equal in both success and failure. So that's what we need to achieve, that kind of equanimity, that samatvam. So that equanimity is what called yoga. So yoga means we need to yadahi nendriyarteshu na karmas anusajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudas tadochate. So when we can say that we have become a yogi, we have achieved yoga, so that means when we are not attached to it. Adaki na indriyarteshu na karmasu anusad. So indriyarteshu, the sense objects, karmasu, the activities. So we should not be attached to them. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi. We should be freed from all kinds of associations, materialistic associations. We should be able to renounce everything. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi. Yoga rudas tadochade. At that point of time, he has achieved yoga. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So in order to achieve yoga status means we should not be disturbed by anything, whatever we have heard in the past or whatever we are going to hear in the future. Nothing should affect us. That means we should be able to mentally renounce everything. Sarva karmani manasa sannyasyaste sukham vashi. Only a person who is able to completely renounce all the activities by mind, only he can live happily. Sukham vashi. Navadvare pure devi. Naiva kurvan nakare. At that time he is not doing anything and he is not causing anything to be done. Naiva kurvan nakare. So that means we should be able to renounce everything mentally. So simply by studying this Bhagavad Gita, it is going to be possible. It's very much possible that we will fall in love with Krishna. We will do everything for Krishna, and we will be able to forget about everything in this material world. So that's what is needed. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge will make that magic in our life. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 7 slokas in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna is teaching us, like in the 6th sloka, in the 8th chapter, what we studied. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. So, whatever form one remembers at the time of death, he will get it. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya. He will get that, O son of Kunti. So therefore, you remember that form all the time. Sada tadbhava bhavitaha. So we should be remembering only Krishna's form all the time. So then we will remember, we will get Krishna. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. Then in the sloka, 7th sloka, what we studied yesterday, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha mayarpita mano buddhi mame vaishyasya samsayaga. Therefore, tasmat. Krishna is continuing from the previous sloka. Whatever form one remembers at the time of death, he will attain it without fail. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajatyante kalevaram tam tam mevaiti kaunteya. Therefore, you remember me all the time, then you will attain me. That's it. If you remember Krishna all the time, whatever one remembers at the time of death, he will get it. Antakali. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajati ante kalevaram. So, in order to remember Krishna at the time of death, we need to remember Krishna all the time. That's what Krishna is teaching us. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmarat yudhyacha mayarpita mano buddhi. Simply by offering your mind and intelligence unto me, mameva ishasya samshaya. You are going to come to me, there is no doubt. That's so simple. No difficulty at all. We just have to remember Krishna all the time. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. So then in the next sloka, what Krishna is teaching us in the 8th chapter, 8th sloka, Abhyasayoga yuktena Chetasananyagamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Patanu Chintayan. Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena. So that's what Sarvesu Kalesu Mam Anusmara. So all the time remembering Krishna means practicing. That's what Abhyasa. We need to practice remembering Krishna all the time. Otherwise, mind is going to go somewhere else. So we need to make sure that our mind is going to focus only Krishna. That's it. Mayarpita mano buddhi. So that's why Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasana Anya Gamina. So that means our cheta, our thoughts, it should not be deviated at all. That's what Chetasana Anya Gamina. So if we do like that, Anuchintayan means constantly if we think about Krishna, so then we will reach that supreme divine person, Paramam Purusham Divyam Yachi. We will attain the supreme, the divine, supreme personality of God with Sri Krishna. So that's what we should do. So he who meditates on me as the supreme personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path. He, O Patha, is you to reach me. So that's it. Very simple. So keep remembering Krishna only. Render devotional service to Krishna all the time. So that means we are going to go to Goloka. No doubt about it. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 8th sloka in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. If any devotee has a question, you can use the raise hand option. Hare Krishna. Mithun Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji, how are you?
Hare Krishna. By Krishna's mercy, I'm fine, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Guruji, for the wonderful class. I think one more point Krishna mentioned was we need to keep practicing. Just like how we need to control our mind, we need to keep practicing. That
Abhyasa is very important.
Yes, Guruji. That's all. Thank you.
When Arjuna told Krishna that in the 6th chapter it's very difficult to control the restless mind, Krishna said that it's No doubt it's difficult, but it is possible by practice with the detachment. So that's what we need to test.
Yes, Guruji. I mean, it's easy to remember in good times than in bad times.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. It's all.
Sorry, it's the opposite.
But we are
Thank
getting
you.
the opportunity to chant together. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ipsa Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Thank you for this class, today's
Thank you,
class.
Mataji. So you understood everything, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Asha Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna. Brinda Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji.
We
Hare
have to remember Krishna for always. It's very encouraging. Thank you so much, Guruji, for all your efforts. Very nice to hear daily basis. Thank you,
Yes,
Guruji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram.
Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So you are joining today for the first time, Prabhu?
Yeah, I joined for the first time today.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Actually, my
So,
mom told me that the class will start at 9 a.m. Did it start in 8:32? I didn't know actually.
oh yeah. You are Sabani Mataji's son, correct?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So yes. Yeah. So it starts at around 8:30. Yeah. 8:30.
8 o'clock. Okay.
No, 8:30.
8:30. Okay.
I was
Okay.
planning to start at 8. Somehow it slipped again back to 8:30. 8:30.
Oh. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you, Guru.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Urmila Mataji. Hare Krishna. R.K. Goyal Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Sada
Krishna.
Sarvat Pranam.
Dhanyavad, Prabhu.
Guruji, I missed the class today, but I just joined to say you Hare Krishna. No query, no questions for today.
Yes,
Thank you very
Prabhu.
much,
I can
Guruji.
follow
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Asha Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for nice class.
Thank you, Mataji. It's Krishna's mercy.
Bhagavad Gita knowledge is scientific knowledge.
Yes,
Krishna is
Mataji.
giving straight path. We should only follow
That is correct.
all the time.
Krishna.
We are getting this knowledge by your sincere effort, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji,
Thank you,
that you are
Mataji.
keeping us in Krishna consciousness regularly.
Yes, Mataji. It's Krishna's mercy. Krishna's
Yes,
mercy.
thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna.
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you so
Urmila.
much, Guruji. Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Mataji.
Every day it's like a drop in the ocean. A little bit more, to know, to learn, to imbibe. So I really feel very, very
So much
blessed.
Krishna is teaching us. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ashok Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Nice to listen you as usual, sir.
Yes, Prabhu.
I have one submission today. As you said that at the time of death, if
Yes,
one
Prabhu.
remembers Krishna and has a desire to be something,
Hmm.
so Krishna will grant him like that.
That's correct.
If a person has sinned throughout his life, so at the time of a death, will his wish be granted? What will happen to
That's a very nice question, Prabhu, but this question is also, we need to understand that Krishna is saying that we have to remember that all the time, to remember at the time of death. Sada tadbhava bhavita. Suddenly, if we are a very sinful person and suddenly remembering Krishna at the time of death is not going to be possible. Because especially at the time of death, it's more bewilderment. One has to be really, that what is needed is that the yoga balam is needed. So in the same chapter, 8th chapter, we are going to start, like today we finished 8th sloka, and the 10th sloka, Krishna is using the word yoga balam. So we need to gain that yoga balam. So only with that only we will be able to remember Krishna. So prayana kale manasa achalena bhaktya yoga balena. So our manasa, our mind should not be disturbed at all. How a person who is committing all the sinful actions, his mind is going to be so peaceful. It's not going to be possible because mind is so flickering, correct? It's not going to be remembering.
Right.
You understand that, correct, Prabhu?
That means one needs to acquire that stage to acquire that.
Exactly. We need to achieve that Brahmabhuta platform before we die.
Right.
Before we die, our mind should be completely in our control. Then only we are going to remember Krishna at the time of death. Otherwise, it's not going to be possible.
Very nice, sir. Very nice, sir. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mithun Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. So I was regarding the previous question, I was remembering there is a Bhagavatam, there is story of Ajamila.
Yes, Prabhu.
So,
He was given a second chance.
Yes, Guruji.
So he was given a second chance to remember Krishna at the time of death. He was not taken. Yes, Prabhu. Because he was calling his son, correct? His son was named after Krishna. So
he was calling his son
Narayana.
Narayana. Even the Gajendra Moksham also at the last minute. So I mean, it maybe by Krishna's blessing only we'll be able to remember him.
That is correct. We have to practice. That's not going to be simply possible just like that.
Yes, Guruji.
Krishna knows. He sees our heart. Krishna knows whom we should take to Goloka. Like, after going to Goloka, if you rebel against Krishna, then it's going to be a problem. So
yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class, Guruji. I don't have any questions, but thank you for keeping us in Krishna consciousness. Hope everything is doing well with you.
Yes, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for the class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Mataji.
Thank you for the class, Guruji. And thank you for keeping us always remembering Krishna, not just during the class, but even otherwise. Whatever you say keeps ringing in our ears. And, with whatever action we do throughout the day, we are able to remember Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for keeping us in Krishna consciousness. And thank you for also telling us what all we have to follow in order to reach Goloka at the end. Yes.
Everything in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is clearly teaching us. So we just have to follow.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Satyendra Singh Prabhu. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Subhalakshmi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Pranam Mataji,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna.
Wonderful class for Prabhuji today. What
Yes,
Krishna says, we are all following that. Always we are
Yes.
thinking Krishna's name. Then only
Yes.
we are going to Goloka.
Good. That is correct.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Yes,
Prabhuji. Today's class.
thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Mataji,
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Earlier I was not able to unmute because I could not come. Really interesting lecture today also, Guruji. Hello. Do
Yes,
you hear
Prabhu.
me?
Yes.
Today this lecture was really interesting, and you have said that to remember Krishna at the last time is important. And it is not, in practice, it is not possible to remember Lord Krishna. It is not so simple. But one thing you have said that we have not to bother about whether we will be able to remember or not.
That is correct. We don't have to worry. Krishna will make us to remember. We need to make sure that we remember Krishna now. So then at the time of death, we don't have to worry. Krishna will make sure that we remember him and he will take us. When it's time for us to go, Krishna knows and he will take us from. So when we are done with this material world, so then Krishna knows he's seated in our heart as the super soul. So then he will be able to. I think you got muted again. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. I think I spoke. Okay. Palaniappan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare. So, as usual, today's sloga also was really more interesting, as everybody said, that Yoga Balam. When we think of Yoga Balam,
yes,
I feel that yogis always are there, 1 in 1,000. They definitely think of Krishna and Yoga Balam, they will get it. But as a regular public and regular this thing, people on the, I will say from president level to parliament level, this is to follow. That yogi practice to, then only the country will become proper and people. And
there's only Raja ruling the country.
Corporate people also to think of that more important. So otherwise, as Krishna says, 1 in 1,000. That is the basic thing going to go ahead. Suppose if the whole thing has to at least change to some extent, many people of this nature has to try to become at least yogis. So then only the whole this thing, that means the Bhagavad Gita to be a general thing, to be taught
We will try our
to be
level
learned
best.
by many people.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
many
yes.
people. That is the requirement really. Old words requirement. That the
Yes.
thing came to our mind when we see that today's the type of thing going on in the general public.
Yes.
So that is thank you, Guruji, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Lisa Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your class today, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Guruji. Because of your efforts and because of the daily Bhagavad Gita classes, we are the yogi performing the yagna of listening to, reading and understanding the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
So Guruji, yes, Guruji, even though we face so many things in our daily life, but still we are able to overcome that and stay on the spiritual path because of your efforts, Guruji.
Yes. Krishna's
Yes,
blessing.
yes, Guruji, we have progressed a lot and we will surely progress more under your guidance. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Aruna Devi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Pranam,
Thank you for
Mataji.
the class, Prabhuji. Today, I
Thank you.
understand yogi is above all by studying Vedas, yagnas, the chanting, tapas, dana. One can become yogi, Prabhuji. In thousands, only one becomes yogi only. But
It's above all these things, above those who study simply Vedas, Dana, perform. So he's above all. That's what Krishna.
Above all the yogi. Yoga, Bhagavad Gita is yoga. Who studies and understands Bhagavad Gita is yogi, Prabhuji. We will understand our time is very limited. We have to fully use and we should engage our mind only on Krishna, Prabhuji. At the time of death, will help what we remember only. So we
Yes, Mother. I'm not able to hear
we
you.
remember Krishna, and that is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Maha Mantra is the right way to remember Krishna, Prabhuji.
That is correct. By chanting Hare Krishna, that is the way to focus our mind on Krishna.
Chanting every day Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is thinking of Krishna only, Prabhuji. This practice takes us to Goloka. We feel we are very near to Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Prabhuji, daily. Time destroys everything. So we understand by understanding Bhagavad Gita, chanting Maha Mantra, in that way we can achieve yoga. We can get Krishna's mercy, Prabhuji. We should be able to detach from the material world, Prabhuji. Whatever remembers all that time gets that only. If we remember Krishna at death time, we get Krishna's only. We train our mind to remember Krishna always by Abhyasa Yoga. We can remember Krishna. We should remember Krishna always and always, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. But it is very difficult daily doing some chanting, reading Bhagavad Gita. But some material things disturbs us, Prabhuji.
When Krishna's over a period of time, Krishna will take care of it.
How can we overcome these disturbances, Prabhuji? I don't know.
Bhagavad Gita will solve all the problems. Krishna is saying that Machittaga Sarvadurgani Matprasada Taris. So by thinking about me, all your problems will be gone. That's it. The more we think about Krishna, then there is no distress, nothing.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam, Prabhuji.
Pranam Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare. Anita Mataji, Hare Krishna. Mohan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Pranam,
excellent class, Guruji. Excellent class. Lot of information.
Yes,
lot of
yes,
information. You said something about Krishna Gadi, Guruji. That is the depending upon the time of death. That's what you said something.
Yeah,
Can you just
Sukla
explain to me a
Krishna
little bit?
Gati Gate Jagat. Yeah, we are going to study towards the end of this 8th chapter. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Guruji. Okay.
We will
Okay,
study
okay.
about it.
Okay, okay, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Excellent class. In fact, and really enjoyed the class. Lot of information. And Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhu Hare Rama. Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Satam Pranam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Nandi sir. Hare
Nandi
Krishna.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Mani Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. I could not able to follow fully, so
Yes,
I will follow in YouTube after
YouTube.
little free.
Yes,
So, thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Very wonderful class, enlightening class. Really, I will also follow our YouTube. I will because I can't hear. Okay, very nice. Can you hear my voice? Oh, sound. So really nice class. Really, all the devotees are very sincere in expressing their experience about the true Gita, the yoga. So when you connect with Lord Krishna, you will be a true yogi. True yogi is transcendent all these material things. So really, marvelous class, Guruji, because of your causeless mercy and grace, and Krishna is true Arjuna, and really the slokas you have to read bit by bit, day by day, most of the time. So really, that all these slokas very important. In second chapter also, true yogi. What is true yogi? The yoga connect with Lord Krishna, nothing else. We think of only Lord Krishna. So see, because of your causeless mercy, you are attending the class and we are enjoying the class. Get spiritual knowledge. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare. Hare Krishna, let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan now.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.